Suga Sean has just spoke about Chito Vera. And it's about time. I mean, it's about time. And everything that Sean does is calculated. He will play to you like I'm barely paying attention. Oh, look at me with my wild hair. And I'm high on dope all the time. This guy's calculated. Suga Sean is one of the smartest guys in the sport. He has done more with his career in a very short period of time, right? He was on the Contender Series, what seems like yesterday. He's now the #1 ranked guy in the world. That wasn't on accident. That wasn't because you guys liked him and because he had green hair. He's calculated. Only a worker can appreciate another worker, right? Only a genius can recognize another genius. And I will just tell you, he's calculated, and he's good, and he's got a plan. And he hasn't said Chito Vera's name. He doesn't want Chito Vera. He doesn't want Chito Vera because he's scared of Chito Vera, like many of you think. He doesn't want Chito Vera because Chito Vera doesn't have the world championship. Simple as that. He'd like to get that one right. He took some heat. Took it all the way to the Sugar State Athletic Commission that made it a no contest, and you think that that would piss Chito off. I mean, if there's any fighter who's done what he needs to do, you want to talk about Fighter of the Year for 2022? I've heard this conversation. I even saw the nominees. I didn't see Chito Vera nominated. That is an insult, and that is a misunderstanding of what you've watched in the last 12 months. I'll tell you that. But why would Suga want to fight him? And he's already fought him. There isn't a belt up, right? It's not Suga in a situation where this is the #1 contender and I got to go and defend. Chito isn't the champion where Sugar's going to come in and get it. So why not wait to fight him when it would be for a world championship? That's a fair question. And what really is the heat? I know that we've created as the audience, but what really is the beef between those two guys? They went out and fought. They punched and kicked each other. They got to call a no contest. I mean, I'm just sharing with you, right? Like, why would you want to do it? Sean hasn't said Chito's name. Chito gets announced that he's going to fight Sandhagen. Chito is now busy. Now Sean's talking about Chito. I just got to tell you, I like it. I like it because I get it. And Sean went further as to say that fight would be massive. Now, you're never going to be a massive guy. You're never going to be a rich guy. You're never going to be a successful guy until you come out and say it. So whether that fight is massive or not isn't the debate. Sean has now said that it is. And there will be people that push back and tell him it's not massive. That's not the fight people want to see. But they're now on the topic, and you got to start somewhere. The first place you got to start is by making the claim, right? Go to any car dealership right now. They all the cars got a little sticker in the window. That isn't actually the price, but you got to start somewhere. It's a very interesting move by Sean. Might have seemed simple to all of you. And they are in a different spot. Suga Sean is the most popular 135-pounder alive. Suga Sean is not and has not yet been a main event. It's an important detail. Chito Vera fought in a main event already. Chito Vera is scheduled and booked for another main event. So you have Chito Vera, who is a main event guy, against Sean, who's yet to be, but Sean is the more popular of the two. It's a very interesting situation. It's hard for me to imagine that Sean's next fight is not for a world championship. Now, the landscape changes fast, so I reserve the right to come to you tomorrow and tell you something completely different, but for the way that lays out right now, I don't know that the next time the world championship is contested that it's going to involve Sean. But I do believe the next time Sean is in a contest, it's going to be for the world championship. I don't believe that Chito Vera can go out and get the jump on Corey Sandhagen on ESPN and not qualify for #1 contendership himself as long as the calendar lines up. Right, and that's the pieces we don't have. How quick can we get Aljo and Henry in there? What is going to happen in that fight? Regardless of who wins, is he going to be healthy enough to have a quick turnaround time and get back in? Like, all of these things you need to count on. And I am counting on in the statement that I make to you that what's next for Sean is going to be for the world championship. But Sean should not be fighting Chito. He shouldn't be wanting to fight Chito. He shouldn't be lured into fighting Chito. And if he's going to rematch Chito, there should be something more on it than there was the first time, which in this case involves the belt.